people, and welcome to my new show that is called GadgetSnap. It's essentially me covering some of the latest stories in tech in a snap, hopefully. So let's stop mucking around and tuck into the top stories. So let's get the pretty boring story out of the way. We have our first look at the mighty A14 chip, courtesy of Twitter leaker Jinstall. Now, I'll be honest, there's not a lot you can tell from this image apart from the fact it looks like a chip. Yes. The more interesting thing about this rumor actually has nothing to do with the picture. It's more to do with the information that came along with the picture. So we got information from this source that the A14 could be around 30% faster than the A13. Remember, the A13's headline feature was power efficiency. It was single-handedly the reason the iPhone 11 saw such a boost in battery endurance. So when power efficiency is getting even better, I can't wait to see the kind of results we can expect from the iPhone 12 in terms of battery endurance. So on Twitter, once again, some live images of the 2020 RAZR surfaced, and well, it looks a lot like the 2019 RAZR. In fact, there are only two big changes you notice. Number one, the humongous bulge that is the front camera. Now, it doesn't look too good, but apparently it will be a 48 megapixel sensor from Samsung, so it should be much better than the original sensor in the 2019 RAZR. Secondly is the lack of a fingerprint scanner on the chin. It seems like Motorola has gone for a side-mounted scanner instead. But it still has the same-ish design, the same-ish display, and the same-ish plastic build. And honestly, as I said before, this looks a lot like the old RAZR. Oh, and the bad news doesn't end there, because the specs are also similarly terrible. It has a Snapdragon 765, 8GB of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, and a puny 2,845 mAh battery. That's about the same power you get from a OnePlus Nord, which, for reference, is a £380 phone. This phone will be $1,500. What is Motorola thinking? So, Pixel 4. Seems like I've been talking about this phone forever now, but thankfully, it is about to end. Because if you didn't know, Google's actually deciding to make some money now, so they're releasing this phone officially on August 3rd. But as usual for a Google phone, we just received a huge dump leak courtesy of Ishan Agarwal on Twitter that literally details every single thing there is to know about this phone. Like, literally everything. Pricing wise, this phone will be $349 in the US of A for 128 gigs, and I think that is insane value. I mean, if you want the iPhone SE, its closest competitor, at 128 gigs of storage, you'll have to cough up $450, and that is quite a chunk of money. Hardware-wise, you get Snapdragon 730G, 6GB of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, dual speakers, 18-watt charging, plastic body, 3,140 mAh cell, and, wait for it, a headphone jack. That's a surprise! The basic camera system on the 4A should be the same as the Pixel 4, so a 12 megapixel sensor on the back and an 8 megapixel sensor on the front. So yeah, expect nothing short of incredible in terms of the imaging abilities of this phone. Now, I'll be honest, this phone is not a spec demon, but at the same time, the Pixel 3A also wasn't a spec demon. It had pretty middling hardware, but it did really well because it cracked the essentials. The only real issue this phone will have is the incredibly tough competition in the mid-range segment right now. Namely, the aforementioned iPhone SE and specifically the OnePlus Nord. Now, that is a phone that Google should be watching out for. Because we all know the OnePlus Nord has the better specs. It has the 90Hz display, it has the better chip, the bigger battery, and also comes in multiple colors, because for some reason, the Pixel 4a only comes in boring black. And honestly, how can Google get away with that in 2020? We need our funky colors. But then again, much like the Pixel 3a, the Pixel 4a will have its trump card, the amazing spectacular camera, and so it'll be really interesting to see which one ends up doing the best. And on that note, I'll end it here. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.
Word at the end thingy is boom. Put it in the comments, people. Thank you.